I'm wondering if any of you have had this situation happen to you before, where you are having a lot of feelings about something and you want to express those feelings, but either the words just won't come out, or you're afraid to let the words come out because maybe they're going to be inappropriate words or inappropriate for the person or the people you need to express them to. So you just sort of dam up those words and keep them inside. And then you go do something physically intense, like a long, hard run, or a HIIT class, or a bike ride, or whatever your intense physical activity is. And then when you finish that intense physical activity, the words just come out, often in an eloquent way, or a way that feels just right to express. I think that when we have a situation like that, we get mind, body, and heart online together. So sometimes our emotions, our minds, and our hearts just run away with us. And then we have to get the body to run to sort of catch up so that we can get everything connected and in alignment. And when we do that, then the feelings, the thoughts, the wisdom of the body all flow like three undammed rivers joining together and flowing. And that's what I want us to do on our yoga mat today. If you've had feelings that during this time of maybe being sequestered, quarantined, sheltering with people, and things aren't normal, there's a lot of unknown, and you have a lot of feelings, but it's hard to maybe express them. Let's get mind, body, and heart working together in our practice today so that we then can really let what is on the inside be an expression that comes out on the outside in a way that is eloquent, in a way that the people we're living with can really hear us and understand us. So we'll let these poses that we do, the movements between the poses and the breath, be a way to connect mind, body, and heart together. Find a seat that feels comfortable for you and close your eyes. And we'll sort of now just drop into sensation in the body. Notice the parts of your body that touch the earth and what that feels like. Notice the parts of your body, your head, the tops of your shoulders that reach up for the sky, and what those parts feel like. Notice how your breath moves in and out of your body. And then bring your palms together in front of your heart. Notice how your palms and your fingertips feel touching one another, coming into alignment with one another. And feel right at the center line of your body, at the core of who you are, that you can bring mind, body, and heart together in a way that allows the feelings from the heart, the intelligence of the mind, the wisdom of the body to all flow together, unfettered. Make a commitment to yourself to connect mind, body, and heart throughout the practice. This is not just a physical practice, but we use the physicality to help create a deep connection of the body with the mind and with the heart. As you exhale, bow to your heart, to that deep place within you where everything connects, where everything flows freely. As you exhale, release your hands down. And as you inhale again, sit up tall, draw your shoulders back, lift your head up towards the sky, and then gently open your eyes. Welcome to your mind, body, heart alignment practice. Let's come onto our mats on all fours. If you are following along with the playlist, Now is the time to get it going. It's virtual yoga 4/28. First song is called Shanti Gold Cap Remix. And then find yourself on hands and knees on your mat. And we will breathe together a little bit here. Take a big inhale through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. And again, big inhale through your nose. Big full exhale through your mouth. Now breathe in and out of your nose and make that breath a breath that you concentrate on, a breath that you maybe tone into the throat to have a Ujjayi breath, and then start to move with the breath. Your exhale will take you into cat pose, and notice sensation across your back body when you move into cat. And your inhale will take you into cow pose. Notice the sensation across the front of your body when you move into cow. Using the breath as a way to create this connection of body, mind, heart, so that we create one unified expression here. After your next cow pose, come into neutral spine and then start to roll through the rib cage. So you're going to move through cat and cow, but also open up the sides. So 3 times we'll move around in one direction. And then when you finish that 3rd rotation, circle around in the other direction. And then come back to all fours. As you inhale, extend your right leg straight back behind you, and then take the right foot over to the left. You're going to put the ball of the right foot down on your mat. It might be off your mat. Look back over your left shoulder towards your right foot. Press back through your right heel. Reach forward through your right shoulder so you get longer on the right side, shorter on the left side. And then on your inhale, release, come back to all fours. Exhale, cat pose. And inhale, cow pose. And then again, from neutral, taut core, inhale, left leg back behind you. As you exhale, swing it over to the right. Put the ball of the foot down. Look back over your right shoulder towards your foot and get as long as you can in your left side body. So the left heel reaches back, left shoulder reaches forward. And then inhale, release back to all fours. Again, exhale, cat. And inhale to cow. Use your next exhale to find downward facing dog. In downward dog, take a big inhale through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. Let all that breath out. One more like that. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it all go. Now start to walk your feet up to the front of your mat. So you'll stand in forward bend, folding over. Move your head around a little bit in your forward bend, loosen up the back of the neck, and really let your mind connect to that sensation in the body as you open up the back of your neck, maybe the tops of your shoulders. Stay in the forward bend, take your hands behind your back, interlace, lift the tops of the shoulders high away from the floor. Keep that, and then bring your hands away from your low back, folding over, again, feeling that sensation. If it's really intense in the backs of your legs, and that's all you're feeling or all you're hearing, bend the knees a little bit so that you can also feel a lengthening through the spine and opening across the shoulders. And then as you exhale, release your hands down to the floor. And as you inhale, rise up to stand, sweep, arms out to the sides, lift up overhead, touch your palms up overhead, look up between your hands, take the slightest back bend here, opening the front body, tune into that sensation, and then exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Moving with breath, using the breath to unite body, mind, and heart. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, take the arms up and look up. Exhale, float down, fingertips touch, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen out halfway. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hands stay at the front of the mat, feet reach to the back, hips lift up right into the middle. Inhale, come into plank pose. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, lift up here, opening up the front. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. And then use your next inhale to move your feet to the top of your mat. So you can walk them up a lot of steps or take 2 big steps, or maybe a hop up, fold over the legs again. And then on your inhale, rise up, palms touch high up overhead. Exhale, hands come home to your heart. When we come here to Tadasana, mountain pose, and we'll come back here again and again, I want you to try to remember what we're doing here today, and that is this connection so that we can really express what's on the inside. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, float down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen forward halfway. Now make your vinyasa, planting your hands at the front of your mat, either stepping back to downward dog as we did before, or plank, or jumping into chaturanga. Use your breath to flow through. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your right leg back and up behind you, bend your knee and twist open. And here, roll your right ankle 3 times, one direction. And then 3 times in the other direction. Inhale, stretch your leg back behind you. And then as you exhale, lunge your right foot up to the top of your mat. We'll come up to warrior 2. So rotate the back foot down, open the arms out front and back, sit down into your warrior, and just take a moment to feel the sensation you have in your body, maybe the feelings that come up for you in your heart in this pose. As you inhale, take both arms up overhead, interlace your fingers. We're gonna turn the palms up to the sky with the fingers interlaced. And see if you can reach the palms up a little bit more, getting the biceps closer to the ears. Keep your warrior 2 stance. Take a little back bend here. So deep breath in, and then as you exhale, lean back a little bit. Inhale, come back up. Unlace your fingers, sweep the arms out to the sides. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace there. Here we're gonna wrap the interlaced hands to the front hip, or towards the front hip. If they don't quite get there, they can be on your low back. Point your right elbow forward. As you exhale, side angle pose variation, working that right elbow down towards the right thigh. As you inhale, pull the left shoulder back, look up past your shoulder towards the ceiling. Open up, notice, be with sensation. And then inhale, bring your torso back up. You're gonna leave your left hand where it is, straighten your right leg, take that right bicep right by the ear, reverse triangle pose, variation. Inhale, back up. And as you exhale, windmill your hands down to the mat, spin your back heel up. As you inhale, take your right hand back past your right hip and twist open. Roll the top shoulder open. Take your head back a little bit here. Be strong into the legs. And then as you exhale, circle that right hand forward and down. Step back to one leg dog. So that's your right leg that lifts up to the sky. And then you have the option here for a one leg vinyasa, or take the regular vinyasa with both feet on the ground, or maybe no vinyasa. Downward dog is where we come together. Inhale, take your left leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee and twist open, trying to point that left knee up towards the ceiling, and then roll your left foot around 3 times, one direction, and 3 times in the other direction. And then inhale, stretch the leg back. As you exhale, lunge your left foot up to the top of your mat. And we'll come up to warrior 2. Back foot down, rise up, find your pose. Take a moment to take note. And then as you inhale, both arms come up overhead. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms to the sky, and see if you can grow the side bodies a little bit longer here, pressing the palms up a little bit more. And inhale here, and then as you exhale, a little back bend. Inhale, lift back up. On your exhale, unlace the fingers. Take the arms out to the sides and then down behind your back where you relace. And then wrap your bound hands to your front hip or towards your front hip. Point your left elbow forward. Exhale, side angle pose variation. Pull your top shoulder back. Look up past the shoulder towards the ceiling. Try to open your chest up a little bit here. And then inhale, lift back up. Keep your back hand where it is. Straighten your front leg. And then take that left arm up and over your ear as you take a reverse triangle pose. Inhale, back upright. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Lift the back heel up. And as you inhale, take your left hand back past your left hip and up into the sky, twisting open, taking your head back a little bit, broadening across the collarbones, across the chest, tapping into the feelings of the heart. And then exhale, circle the top arm forward and down, one leg dog, left leg lifts high behind you, one leg vinyasa or 2. We'll meet in a downward facing dog. And now bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. Maybe the fold now is a little bit deeper. Really listen to the backs of the legs as you fold in. And then on an inhale, rise up. Take both arms up overhead, touch them together. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Utkatasana, chair pose. Lower the hips down, reach the fingers up to the sky, take your gaze up between the hands, stretch through the front of the body, and then exhale, forward bend, hands to the mat, straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen forward, and then meet me in downward dog. Vinyasa takes you there. It is breath by breath that you go through the vinyasa, connecting your body with what's happening in your mind and your heart. From downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up behind you again. As you exhale, lunge your right foot to the top of your mat. We're going to come back to warrior 2 again. So rise up into your warrior 2. Reverse warrior, just a regular reverse warrior here. Inhale, lift back up. On your exhale, triangle pose. Work the front leg straight-ish. Reach forward, try to keep both side bodies long. Right fingers to the ground, left fingers to the sky. And again, broaden across the shoulder. Those would be your collarbones here. Open up the heart. Maybe take your gaze up past your top hand. And then on an exhale, bend into the front knee, circle that left hand forward and down to the mat, lift the back heel up. So here, we're gonna bring the right arm to the inside of the right leg. Maybe work the right foot a little bit wider. Stretch your right arm out in front. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, bend the left arm, get low. Inhale, straighten the left arm. Bring your right hand down to the mat, and then exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, bend back into the right knee. We'll do that 2 more times. Take your right arm forward. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, straighten the arm. Lower your right hand down inside the leg. Straighten the right leg, fold. Maybe look back towards your left foot. Inhale, bend the right knee. Last time, right arm comes forward. Exhale, bend your elbow, get low. Inhale, straighten the arm. Bring your right hand down, and then straighten the right leg. Fold over it here. Okay, bend back into your right knee. So you've still got the right arm on the inside of the right leg. We're almost in a plank. All we have to do is take the right leg back, but we're gonna do a 1-leg plank. So take a breath in. As you exhale, take that right leg back, lift it up to hip height, and 3 times we pulse it up. 1 and 2 and 3. Keep it lifted. Lower down, 1-leg chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your feet to the top of your mat. Fold into your legs here. Noticing, maybe getting a little bit deeper into the forward bend. Chair pose, lower the hips down, lift up through the heart. And then push into the feet, stand up tall, standing back bend. Maybe you create support behind your head for your neck, or support at your low back. Open the chest, and then inhale, lift back up. Exhale, hands to the heart, and we remember. Now that we started to move the body, warm the body up, maybe we're getting mind, body, heart all aligned together. Second side starts with chair pose. Take a breath in, exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, lift the heart. A couple of breaths here to feel that reaching back and down through the hips, lifting up through the heart and through the eyes. And then exhale, forward bend, straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, meet me in downward dog. Your choice of flow. We're trying to undam these 3 rivers, mind, body, heart, as you flow from pose to pose in the vinyasa. From downward dog, inhale, left leg back and up behind you. Reach it high, reach it up, find the muscles on the back of that leg, and then exhale, lunge your foot up to the front of your mat. We'll come up to warrior 2 again, back foot roots, and find your warrior 2. Reverse warrior. Inhale, lift back up to warrior 2, triangle pose, straighten the front leg. Inhale, lift up long through the sides. Exhale, reach out and down. Take your gaze up past your top hand. Open across the chest here. Let this be an opportunity to let what's happening in the heart align with what's happening in your body as you open wide across the chest. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, start to bend into the front knee and circle the right arm forward and down to the mat. Lift the back heel up. Bring your left arm to the inside of the left leg and work that left foot a little bit wider out to the side. Stretch your left arm forward. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, bend the right arm, get low. Inhale, back up. Lower the left hand down inside the left foot, and then straighten that left leg. Look back towards your right foot. 2 more times. Inhale, bend into the front knee. Stretch the left arm out. Exhale, get low. Inhale, lift back up. Hand down. Straighten the left leg. Fold over it. Once more, bend your knee. Stretch the left arm out in front. Exhale, get low. Inhale, lift back up, plant the left hand, straighten the left leg, We'll take a couple of breaths right here. And then bend back into your front knee. And notice that you're almost in a plank pose. We're going to go to one leg plank. So keep your hands where they are. Keep your right foot where it is. Stretch your left leg back to about hip height and pulse it up for 3 and 2 and 1. Keep it lifted, lower. One leg chaturanga. Inhale, take your back bend, cobra or upward dog. And then exhale, downward dog. All right, let's take a child's pose here. Lower your knees down, take your knees wide. And this is an opportunity to check in, an opportunity to see if we're getting these 3 rivers undammed, if they're flowing together. Find your breath first. Notice sensation in your body. Notice where your mind has been, what your mind is doing now. And then notice the feelings that spring up from your heart. All right, downward facing dog. Walk, step, or hop your feet up to the front of your mat. Fold over your legs. We'll take another chair pose here. Lower down through the hips. Lift the heart up. Take the gaze up. Broaden across the chest. And then stand all the way up. Straighten the legs. A back bend at the top here. Put your hands where you need them for support. And then exhale, hands to your heart. So we're going to take a standing pigeon pose. We're going to stand on the left foot. So put your weight into the left foot, bend the left knee, and cross the base of the right shin just above that left knee. Hands stay at your heart. Take a breath in. As you exhale, take your hips down and back. So you're sitting back into a chair. At the same time, you're lifting your chest up. And we'll add a twist here. Take your right arm to the outside of or into the arch of your right foot, and then take your left arm up into the air. Some of you might be able to bring your right upper arm into the arch of the foot and press your hands together as you twist around. Be gentle with yourself here. On an inhale, release the twist, chair pose. Lower the right foot down to meet the left. Take both arms up overhead. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward bend. Straighten the legs. Inhale, lengthen out. And now meet me in downward facing dog. You get there the way that feels right for you, the way that allows you to connect your mind, your body, your heart with the breath. From downward dog, inhale, right leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee and twist open. If you want to flip here, now's the time. Taking your right foot down to the mat, lifting your hips up. And then inhale, back around, one leg dog. Exhale, lunge your right foot to the top of your mat. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Open up. It's a back bend, so feel that opening of the chest that allows you to undam the river there. Take a breath in here as you exhale, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So you'll lean forward, balance on the right foot and the right fingertips. Lift the left leg straight back behind you, the left fingers up to the sky. Maybe you take your gaze up past your top hand. Yes, you got it. Take a breath in here and then elegantly step back to warrior 1, lowering that left foot down at the back of the mat and rising up. On your exhale, hands down on the inside of your front leg. So we're going to work on an arm balance here. It's a variation of Ekapada Kundinasana 2. So take your right hand behind your right shin, push it forward and lower your shoulder down. Bring both hands down to the mat, shoulder width distance apart. Lift your back heel up so you're just on the ball of the back foot. The variation here is that we're going to work the right foot to point towards the back left corner of your mat. So push into your hands and then start working that foot back until the top of your right foot is on the mat. Toes are pointing back towards the back left corner of your mat. Look forward, bend the elbows. You might stay here, or you might find the muscles on the back of that left leg. Lift it up. That's it. That's the pose. And then bring the foot back down, unwind as you can. And then one leg dog again, right leg back and up behind you, bend your knee, twist open. Take a couple of breaths here to open back up the front of the right leg, front of the hip. And then inhale, reach the right leg back behind you. You got a one leg flow opportunity here. Two leg flow, maybe a downward dog or child's pose opportunity. Listen within to what is the right thing for you to do right now. All right, friends, bring your feet up to the top of your mat. Fold over your legs. And inhale, stand tall, reach up, touch your palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. It's time for the second side. So shift your weight into the right foot now, bend the right knee and cross the left just above the ankle over the right knee. Hands at your heart. Now that you've found your balance here, now that you're getting used to that left hip muscle complex opening, let's see if we can take it a little bit more deeply, if that feels right for you. So take the hips back and down a little bit more, maybe broaden across the chest a little bit more. And now we add in the twist. So first option is to take some part of your left arm, it could be wrist, forearm, into the arch of your left foot and take the right hand up into the air. Second option is to take your left upper arm into the arch of your foot and bring your hands together in prayer and then twist from there, keeping your steadiness. Takes a lot of concentration to hold this complex pose where a lot is happening all at once. You got it. As you inhale, release the twist, coming back to standing pigeon. And then from there, chair pose, lower your left foot to meet the right, take both arms up, open across the chest, and then exhale, let it all go. Hands down, straight legs. Inhale, lengthen forward, meet me in downward facing dog. You choose how you want to get there. We're using this asana, this physical yoga, to forge a connection. Okay, from downward dog, inhale, left leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee, big twist here. First option is hold the twist. Second option is flip over. Core, a tight core helps you take the flip without collapsing into it and jarring the low back as you land the foot. Good, inhale, come back around to one leg dog. As you exhale, lunge your left foot to the top of your mat. We'll take warrior one here. So root into the back foot, front foot's already rooted, and then inhale, lifts you into warrior one. It's a back bend, feel it. The shape of the pose elicits something across the heart, so tap into that. Take a breath in here, and then as you exhale, half moon pose. Come forward, balancing on your left foot and your left fingers. Reach the right fingers to the sky. Roll the top shoulder back a little bit, almost making it a back bend without falling over. One more breath in here. As you exhale, you're going to slowly, elegantly step back to warrior one. Find that big opening across the top. And then on your exhale, hands down on the inside of your front leg. So we'll take this arm balance again on the second side. So take your left hand behind your left shin, push it forward, see if you can get your shoulder low on the inside of that left leg. Next step is to plant both hands down onto the ground. Third step, lift your back heel up. And then from here, you start working that left foot back so you get the top of the foot on the mat, pointing the toes towards the back right corner of your mat. From here, you have to bend your elbows a little bit more. Lift up through the back leg. Use those muscles in the glutes and the back of the leg to lift it up. Good. However you can get out of that twisty pose, come on out. And then one leg dog, left leg back and up behind you. Bend your knee and twist open just to let the front of the hip, front of the leg open back up a little bit. And now it's a one leg flow time. Inhale, take your left leg straight back behind you and then go through your flow. We're going to meet in a child's pose again. So if you're not taking the flow, you go straight to child's pose. If you can, let your forehead rest on the mat so that you can settle, so that you can calm after using what might have been some intense physical activity there, maybe an intense pose for you. See if you can get that alignment of mind, body, heart all together there. All right, start to make your way back to downward dog. And then bring your feet up to the top of your mat, walking, stepping, or hopping, folding over your legs. And then inhale, rise up, touch your palms up overhead. And on an exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So we're going to take that standing pigeon pose again, standing on the left foot first again. So get steady on the left foot, bend the left knee, cross the base of the right shin over, and then start to sit down here. So I'm going to give you a couple of options here. We're all eventually going to land up in a seat on our mats. First option is just to come on down to a seat. Second option is to come with me into tiptoe pose. So you're going to keep your hands at your heart. At some point, you might want them out in front of you for balance. So take a breath in, keep your gaze out in front of you, and start to lower down through the left leg, getting lower and lower. We're going to land just on the ball and the toes of the left foot in tiptoe pose. And if you got tiptoe pose or not, we're going to all come to a seat on the mat. So the right leg will be stretched out in front. We're going to keep this left knee bent, but take the left knee out to the side. So the sole of the right foot is along the inside, or sole of the left foot is along the inside of the right leg. Revolved knee to head pose. So take your right arm on the inside of your right leg. I like to hook my first two fingers right underneath my Achilles tendon there. As you inhale, swim the left arm back and then reach it overhead. So we're trying to get a lot of length into the left side. Some of you may reach down and grab your foot. The foot is not important. What's important is the length in the side. So maybe without grabbing the foot, press the back of your left shoulder blade back a little bit. Take your gaze up, stretching over. You got it. You look great. And then inhale, come back up, take your left hand out to the side, and then that right arm is going to come over your ear. You'll bend that left elbow and reach over to the left, getting the right side to stretch out here. And then inhale, come back up. So here, bring your legs into a cross-leg shape. So we're going to go back to downward dog. For some of you, or we'll meet in downward dog, some of you will go from this cross-leg shape to jump back into chaturanga. To do that, you have to lean forward, kick your feet back to chaturanga, take your back bend, and then we'll all be in downward dog together. All right, bring your feet back up to the top of your mat. And then inhale, rise up. Stretch the arms up high. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Second side, we'll take that standing pigeon on the right leg. So we'll bend the right knee, get used to bearing weight in the right foot, and then cross the base of the left shin over it. Hands to your heart, and then you'll sit down a little bit more. So now is where we go into either sitting on the mat, however you get there, or coming through the tiptoe pose. So you have to really activate in the core because it's an intense balance. You're balancing on a tiny little part of your body, just the ball of your foot and your toes. Take your gaze out in front of you and get a deeper bend into that right knee, coming down. Your right heel will eventually lift off the mat. Maybe hands come down to support you. If the hands come down, maybe you can rejoin them at your heart. And then we'll all stretch the left leg out in front and take the bent right knee out to the side, sole of the right foot on the inside of the left leg. Revolved Janu Shirshasana. Left arm on the inside of the left leg. Make that hook behind your Achilles tendon if you like that. Take your right arm back and pull the right shoulder back, and then bring that right arm up so the bicep is along your ear. Maybe you grab the foot and rotate around, but really just find the position that allows that right side to open up. Couple of breaths here. And then inhale, lift up. You'll take that right hand behind you, left arm comes by your ear, and then bend into the right elbow so you can get a lot of length through the right side, pulling the right shoulder back. And then inhale, come back up, back to the cross leg position. So this will be our last flow opportunity. If you want it, find your way into chaturanga or downward dog. If you don't want it, you're going to stay seated right there on your mat. I'll go with the flowers. So if you took that flow and you're in downward dog, we're going to come to a seat on our mat. So some of you can jump your feet straight through. Some of us will jump to a cross-leg seat. Some of us will just lower the knees down and come on down to the seat however we get there. All right, we're going to take fire log pose here, or our variation of fire log pose. So the left leg will be on the bottom to begin. So bend the left knee so that the left shin lines up with the front edge of your mat, and work the outer edge of your foot. So you're pressing the pinky toe down and maybe even lifting the heel up a little bit, activating the muscles on the outer shin to help protect your outer knee. And then first option is to bring the right shin in front of the left shin. Second option, if it works for you, is to place the right shin on top of the left shin. So whichever you chose, right shin in front or on top, you got to work both feet here to protect your knees. Bring your hands down by your hips. Push down a little bit into your hands so you can sit tall here. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, forward bend. As you're forward bending, bring your arms out in front, and we're going to press the back of the upper arm into the legs to help us bring the chest forward. So try to minimize the rounding in the back and even make this a little bit of a back bend. At the beginning of our practice, I talked about intense physical activity. This doesn't have a lot of activity in it, but for me, it's very intense. So just allow yourself to feel whatever sensation you're feeling in your body, whatever you're feeling about me at the moment for bringing you to this pose. Just allow yourself to feel it. You don't have to express it with your words, though. And then as you inhale, come back up, and we'll change sides. Or shake your legs out, straighten the legs, let the knees open back up for a couple of breaths here, and then we'll take the second side. So second side means that we'll have the right shin on the bottom. We'll start out with that right shin parallel with the front edge of your mat. First option is to bring the left shin in front. Second option is left shin on top. Whichever option, make sure the outer ankles, outer feet are working, outer shins are working to help protect your knees. All right, bring your hands down on either side of your hips, push down a little bit and lift your chest up and feel that alignment you have here of the spine. We're going to try to keep that as we forward bend. So take a breath in. As you exhale, bring your chest forward and then work the arms out in front of the shins. So you press the upper arms into the shins. That's going to help you bring your chest more forward instead of caving in. And we'll take some long breaths here, just settling in with sensation, with feeling. And then use your next inhale to lift back up. We'll straighten those legs out in front. Shake the knees out a little bit. And then with the legs straight out in front, bring the hands by your sides again, or by your hips, press down, lift up, feel that nice long alignment of the spine. You're gonna try to keep that. Inhale, take your arms up. And as you exhale, bow forward. Bring your hands down where they come on your legs, your ankles, your feet. And then inhale, bring your chest forward, look forward a little bit. Try to keep that action of the chest coming forward, and then use your next exhale to bow in a little bit more here, folding over your legs. On an inhale, lift back up. We have one more seated pose. It's a one-sided pose. We'll do it on one side and then the other, and then we'll move on to other things. So this is called Chandrasana. I'm not sure what the translation of that is at the moment. I used to know, but I forgot. Getting older every day here, but I'll look it up for you. So for Chandrasana, let's bend the left knee and just let the left leg sit here. It's a stable position. And then we'll bend the right knee so that the kneecap points up towards the ceiling. Reach down and take your hands on either side of your right foot. You're gonna try to connect the top of your right thigh with the right ribs. Take a breath in and then lift that right foot up. And then for Chandrasana, this variation that we're doing, You're going to start to press that right leg straight. So some of us will need to walk our hands down on the leg. Some of you will be able to hold on to the foot. Some of us will walk the hands down a little bit. Wherever you're holding, think about bringing your chest more forward. And then if you have the room, bend the elbows out to the sides and pull your leg in towards your chest as much as you pull your chest in towards your leg. So tighten up into the core and pull in here, flaring the elbows out to the sides if you have the room. And then inhale, bend the knee, stretch that right leg back out, stretch both legs out, shake them out. That was one side. Now we'll do the second side. So just for stability in the base, let's bend the right knee out to the side. Bend the left knee so your kneecap points up. Reach down with your hands, grab on either side of your foot, and then sit up tall here. Get that nice alignment in the spine. Take a breath in, lift your foot off the ground, and as you exhale, start to straighten that leg. And check your posture here. If you're leaning back a lot or you're having a letter C shape through the back body, try to sit up a little bit taller and then start to bend the elbows if you have the room, bringing the leg in. Yes, that's how you do it. Try to keep the length of the spine, sitting up tall, and then the leg will come. Use your inhale to release the pose and stretch both legs out. All right, let's come on to our backs now. So come onto your back, knees bent, soles of your feet on the mat. We'll take 2 back bends here. First one is a bridge pose. So we've done a lot of forward bending today. And this bridge pose will help open back up the front of the body, tap into heart energy, set into your feet, set into your upper arms and the back of your head. As you push your elbows down into the floor, lift your upper back up a little bit and squeeze the shoulder blades together underneath you, and then push into your feet. Lift your hips up, straighten your arms out, interlace your fingers if you can, walk the shoulders in, lift the hips up, and notice what this feels like. After that series of forward bends, notice what it feels like to lengthen out, to open back up the front of the body. Be in that physical sensation, be in whatever psychic sensation comes up for you here. And then on your exhale, lower back down to your mat. Supta Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of the feet together, take the knees wide apart. This is a resting pose before our second and last back bend. So this last one is yogi's choice. I'm going to go into a wheel pose and I'll talk you through that. You can return to a bridge pose or take a fish pose, any back bend that you like. If you have props nearby, this would be a great time to do a supported fish pose or bridge pose. So I'll talk you through wheel if you want to go there. Otherwise, you're on your own for this last back bend. For wheel, we're on our backs, soles of the feet onto the mat, palms down on the mat on either side of the head. So really grip your mat with your finger pads, press down into your feet, take a breath in, use your exhale to lift your hips up, maybe come onto the top of your head, reset your hands, take another breath in, and then as you exhale, push the floor away, lifting the hips up, maybe walking the feet in a little bit. Taking a moment to feel that intense opening across the front, or if you're in a supported back bend, not quite as intense, but still take the moment to feel that opening across the front. And then as you exhale, let it go, lower down to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest and rock across your back. Feel that sensation as you rock over your back. Keep your right knee in, stretch your left leg out on your mat and twist. Take your right knee over to the left and stretch your right arm back out to the right. We've been through all the intensity in the practice, so no more intensity. Maybe now as we take these finishing poses, you can start to tune in a little bit more. Inhale, bring your right knee up and switch legs. Draw your left knee in. And as you exhale, take your left knee to the left arm out to the left, or left knee to the right, left arm to the left. Try to let go a little bit here. Just be with the body. All right, on an inhale, bring your knee back up. Hug both knees in again. If you want a happy baby, now's the time to go for it, or any other finishing posture. If you are moving into Shavasana, maybe find socks or jacket or pets, whatever will help keep you warm and cozy. And then stretch out on your mat. Let's breathe together here. Big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. 2 more. Big inhale. Exhale, let it all out. Last one, big inhale. And then use this exhale to undam fully. So body, mind, and heart are 3 rivers that flow together in sync. Allow yourself to settle in and notice the connection you've created in your body, in your mind, and in your heart. before you begin moving, hear your breath. And notice the sensation of having energy flowing freely through mind, body, and heart when they're all aligned together. Remember this feeling so you can take it with you throughout your day. Start to reawaken your body, gently move your fingers and move your toes. Stretch your arms above your head. Grow your body out. One more time here, full body stretch. And as you exhale, roll to your side. And then come up to a seat. Once you're in your seat, bring your hands to your heart. I hope that if you're having a lot of feelings, even the smaller feelings, that you're able to bring mind, body, and heart into that feeling and express it in the way that it can be heard, in the way that you can be heard. Let's take a moment here to join our energies together to send gratitude, thanks, thoughts of well wishes to all of those who are working to heal the sick, to protect those who need protecting, to provide for those who need. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thanks, everybody.